Mid-June 2025 marked a significant escalation in the ongoing armed conflict between Russia and Ukraine. In just a short span of time, two highly strategic cities, Konotop in the Sumy region and the capital Kyiv, became targets of coordinated attacks. The Iskander-M missile strike on Konotop, along with the waves of drones and missiles launched at Kyiv, reflected a new Russian military tactic, targeting critical points simultaneously. What was once a conflict concentrated along the eastern front lines has now widened. The threats now reach deep into population centers and key infrastructure. These attacks go beyond military objectives. They send a message. Nowhere is truly safe. In recent months, signs of this tactical shift had already appeared. Russian military activity near the border increased. Aerial reconnaissance intensified. Western intelligence repeatedly warned of potential widespread offensives. This situation raises serious questions. How prepared is Ukraine to face this evolving threat pattern? And how should the international community respond if the conflict continues to encroach on civilian territories? In this report, we'll explore how the attacks unfolded and what they mean for Ukraine, its people, and the world. That morning, the skies over Konotop suddenly changed. At around 8 a.m. local time, an Iskander-M missile was launched from Russian territory. It struck the outskirts of the city. 5 buildings were damaged, including public facilities and residential homes. Though no deaths were reported, the nature of the strike suggested a deliberate target, most likely a Ukrainian military facility or air defense radar. Russia claimed it had destroyed a strategic defense asset. That claim has not been independently verified. Later that same day, Kyiv became a different kind of battlefield. In under 9 hours, about 440 Shahed drones and 32 missiles were fired at various parts of the city. The targets were clear: energy infrastructure and densely populated residential zones. In the Sviatoshinsky district, a 9-story apartment building was partially destroyed. At least 16 people were killed. More than 100 were injured, including a 62-year-old U.S. citizen. Schools and hospitals were damaged. Power outages rolled across multiple districts. For the people of Kyiv, it was more than destruction. It was psychological trauma. The Konotop strike revealed Russia's effort to weaken Ukraine's air defense systems in the northeast. By using a high-speed, precision-guided missile, Russia likely aimed to knock out coordination centers or surveillance radars. The goal? To clear the path for deeper strikes into Ukrainian territory, including the capital. The assault on Kyiv exposed gaps in Ukraine's readiness. Weeks before the attack, analysts had noted increased drone and missile movement. Still, the city's defenses weren't enough. Despite having a layered air defense system, the large-scale attack broke through, causing loss of life and critical damage. That led to difficult questions. Are Ukraine's cities truly ready? Is there enough coordination between intelligence and military operations? Konotop is close to the Russian border. It's vital for logistics and communication in the northeast. Taking it out, or weakening it, could help Russia push toward Ukraine's interior. Kyiv represents something greater, the heart of Ukraine's government, culture, and resistance. Attacking it sends a message. It's not just about destroying assets, it's about shaking national morale. Russia seems to be doing more than chasing battlefield wins. It's targeting symbols, psychology, and unity. By launching strikes on two fronts, they may be testing Ukraine's ability to respond, while forcing their defenses to stretch thin. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres expressed deep concern about civilian casualties. The United States strongly condemned the Kyiv attack, especially after learning an American citizen was among the victims. Canada and the UK imposed new sanctions on Russia's military sector. The EU promised faster delivery of air defense systems. At the G7 summit, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made it clear global support must remain consistent. The world, he said, must not grow numb to such violence. These attacks point to an uncertain future. Are they the start of a new Russian offensive, or signs of internal pressure on Moscow to project power outward? For Ukraine, this could be a turning point. The tragic deaths in Kyiv may lead to stronger global backing. But at home, confidence in defense systems may erode unless action is taken quickly. This moment also reminds us of a grim reality. In today's warfare, the line between military and civilian targets is fading. Energy grids, hospitals, homes, all have become part of the battlefield. What's needed now is more than outrage. It's long-term strategy, global policy, and systems that protect civilians before the next missile flies. The two strikes on June 17, 2025, were not isolated. They were coordinated, intentional. Konotop was a testbed for high-precision missiles. Kyiv was a pressure point, both tactical and emotional. These attacks show that Russia is targeting more than defense systems. It's targeting the spirit of Ukraine itself. The world has responded, but the bigger question remains. Will that response be fast enough, strong enough, and unwavering enough to stop what's coming next? This content is created solely for educational and informational purposes. It is intended to provide insights based on verified data, credible sources, and careful analysis. Our goal is to foster a deeper understanding of modern military technology and current events, not to promote or endorse any form of conflict, propaganda, or political agenda. We strictly oppose the spread of misinformation and hoaxes. Every piece of information presented has been carefully sourced from reliable, publicly available references. We encourage viewers to approach the topic with critical thinking and respect for all sides involved, maintaining a focus on knowledge sharing and open discussion.